The Democratic governors are ready to go to war, and if they stay on message, the following could happen. Pay attention to the end. Hi, I'm Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign. I have 30 years marketing branding experience, and I'm going to break down to you on how the Democratic Party can come back, step up in 2026, and fight for 2028 on that road and pathway to victory. So, the first thing I want you to understand, and I train this in my Clarity group, which of course you're going to get in, right? Just click the link in the description and go over to my homepage and see that Clarity group is worth the investment because I make you feel not only great, understand and take you from chaos to clarity, but I'm also helping you understand what you can do and what you shouldn't be doing so that you can have a more peaceful mind. Let's talk about this with the Democratic governors. If you're new here, you will understand that I keep telling you that the real Democrats are the governors and the attorney generals, particularly the 23 states who have been fighting. Like in my state, in Illinois, J.B. Pritzker and Kwame Raoul. And these are powerful things because now what's going on with Texas, they're trying to gerrymander, which is stupid. They're going to try that, but they don't realize that the Democratic states can come back just as much. And honestly, the Democratic governors are different from the Democratic Congress. I teach this in my Clarity group. You definitely want to join it. It's only $20, so you can get the whole year for $100. And what I'm teaching in there is this, everyone. There's a difference between Democratic Congress and Democratic governors. Two different groups. Democratic Congress, their leadership has been waning. They work together. They work really well individually, but together they're horrific. And they don't work well together. And we're seeing cracks. We've seen them through Hakeem Jeffries, through Chuck Schumer, who none of us like, and both of which should be fired. But with the Democratic governors, it's been different. They've been preparing since 2023 to fight Donald Trump. 2023, I kid you not. And when they did the press conference after the November 5th election, despite the math not mathing, I also talk about that very heavily in my Clarity group. Get in that. You want to hear that because they censored me on social media when I started talking about election. You know what I'm saying. Here's the thing. After that happened, the steal, okay, the you know what was stolen, they got together in a press, all 23 governors, and stood there and said, we're going to fight Trump. And I thought, okay, this is total bullshit. But I was wrong. I was wrong, y'all. Y'all, I was wrong. They are the real Democrats who've been fighting for us. I kid you not. They have been the real ones. And I don't think they get enough credit. And this is a perfect example of that. Those Texas Democrats ran to where? Illinois and New York. They mainly ran to Illinois. They're protected under Illinois. And what's frustrating the governor of Texas is he can't do anything about it. There's nothing he can do about it. He can't do anything. He has no jurisdiction outside of his state. And they haven't committed any crimes. So for him to subpoena people who've committed no crimes, and then Trump's talking about, well, we're going to send the FBI. For what? For what? They haven't done anything. These are lawmakers in a state who've committed no crimes. So it's a delay. Let's be very clear. This is a delay. But I want to clarify what's really exciting about this, that we are standing together in solidarity versus basically a democratic civil war that happened when we were trying to impeach Trump for bombing Iran, which you even had Hakeem Jeffries wouldn't even vote for that. And it's like, really? Or when we were trying to make a stand against the big, beautiful BS bill, and you had Chuck Schumer get another 9 members and vote for it in the early rounds. We knew in both cases there was no chance you had of winning because you were outvoted. But for once, we wanted to see some people stand together. And though these Texas Democrats, they're probably going to end up having to go back or gerrymander or whatever have you, they're going to end up having. It's going to happen. But at least we want to see is some resistance. And we're seeing that. And the way this is going to work out well for us is, one, it's good for morale. Two, because we needed something. Two, I think it's good that you see the real Democrats working. I've been talking about the real Democrats for the last 7+ months. The real Democrats are the 23 governors and attorney generals. They have been fighting and they rock. The other thing I want you to look at is the messaging and where it turns around. Where is the messaging going to take us? This is so important, because staying on message about what's happening with gerrymandering, so they show up. What do you mean? What do I mean by they? Gavin Newsom, Holcomb in New York, and Witt in Michigan, and of course J.B. Pritzker here in Illinois, saying, fuck it, we're just going to go ahead and gerrymander regardless. We're going to pull that trigger whether they do or not. Fuck them. It's time. It's war now. The gloves are off, and they have our total approval to do that. We haven't been so excited about this, honestly, since Biden, pardoned his son. We were like, hell yes, pardon your son. Trump's going to go after him, try to put the man in jail. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're down that hill. That's good. This guy's a felon, a criminal. He's doing felonal criminalese. He's the criminalese. That's my word, felonal criminalese. He's doing this, and we're watching him. And I'm telling people, listen, he's not really winning. His court numbers are this. He's 15 and 107. If you look up all of the websites out there that cover court dates, I don't even track it anymore. Because somebody asked me in the clarity, well, what are the court numbers and case numbers? Listen, Google it. Google it. I don't even want to track it anymore. It's easy to find. Everything I'm saying is based upon temporary injunctions, permanent injunctions, and based on case rulings. You can find it. I've been counting it since January, and straight up, I've been like, wow, there's 1, there's 2, there's 20, there's 30, there's 50, there's 60, there's 70, 100. What I'm saying to you is, here's what I want y'all to grasp on this. There may be more, because honestly, I stopped really counting and keeping a list of all the case numbers. I just say, go to the site where it says, well, you have case tracker, and they can tell you can count for yourself. I kept a count just based on the news breakings. This judge ruled on this. This judge ruled on that. And what we're seeing is that this man is losing, but he keeps getting in the heads of people both on the left and right to make them think he's effective, and he's not. And what we're seeing from the Democratic governors and attorney generals is a fight we have not seen from the congressional Democrats. There's a lot of infighting. AOC should have been the oversight committee. Jasmine Crockett should have been head of oversight committee. Jasmine was a vice chair, and she couldn't even get that. And Hakeem Jeffries wasn't backing her. And Pelosi was blocking AOC for a man who may rest in peace, was dying of cancer. They'd rather have that. There's a civil war. I talk about that in my clarity group, y'all. That's why I keep telling you, get in my clarity group. There's a civil war going on, y'all. Oh, man, let me tell you. The civil war is here. It's here. Understand that these people are infighting with each other, especially in Congress. But the Democratic governors got a whole nother swagger. They're fighting. They really have me understanding, and you should understand this too, why we call this the United States of America. Almost half the union, 23 states, showing up. And they've been fighting in court and winning. Out of that 107 losses, that includes the people who were suing from every state in the land. Sometimes they sued together, sometimes they sued individually, and sometimes they sued in packs. It was brilliant. In fact, the colleges, the Big Ten colleges like Michigan and all of them, got together and started doing the same thing, banding together. Don't think all the colleges are folding. The Ivy League ones are, which is sad, because you look at you look at Harvard, they got a $60 billion endowment. And I agree with Obama when he said they need to just break open that endowment and stand on something. Because that's some bull mess. And what I'm saying to you, all of you, is let's stand strong behind the ones who are standing up and doing what needs to be done. If they stay on message about what they're doing in Texas and gerrymandering, if they stay on message, listen to me now, what they talk about is in regards to the big beautiful BS bill and fight that and use that to win in the midterms. And yes, Trump is going to try to steal the midterms. Hell, listen, it's Trump. But trying and actually doing is two different things. And then the third thing is stay on message about Epstein. Stay on message about. I got a report coming out this week in my Clarity group about Epstein. You definitely want to get on that. And you definitely want to see my playlist. Now that you've seen me and maybe this is your first time, you want to subscribe to me and you want to get on my playlist. Look at my playlist under YouTube. I got more playlists coming under YouTube. So even if you don't join Clarity, my Clarity group is this. I talk very candidly about things you never, ever, ever hear in Democratic circles. I talk about things that are happening behind the scenes. What really happened with the election? What really happened with who's going to jail? The 8 different investigations that are happening behind the scenes. I got reports coming out left and right this week. You need to get in this. Plus, I do 2 lives a week, sometimes 3. Just did one last night. I am uploading the replay as we speak. It's every Saturday and Tuesday. I got another one coming Saturday, How to Empower Your Peace in the Midst of Trumpism. I have you feeling great. I'll have you feeling better than you ever did before. But in the meanwhile, get over to my playlist. Get over to my playlist, y'all. I'm going to have more playlists on YouTube. I'm going to have more stuff that you could just binge watch the hell out of. Watch every damn thing I have. I'm telling you. I'm the only one out there online that's even talking about stuff like this. See you on the other end.